If you're wondering why the color keeps changing for the audio and MIDI events in my projects, it's because I routinely change them so I don't get bored. Also, to prevent eye fatigue from looking at the same colors all day for hours on end. This can be easily done by clicking on the color selector and choosing Select Colors. Now make a few quick changes with these 4 buttons here and click OK. If you don't like the colors I've chosen, feel free to make your own color scheme or reset it back to Cubase's default color scheme by pressing this button here. We'll cover this in more detail later in the series. Now let's talk about managing audio within Cubase. Okay, this is the last time I'm going to mention it for this level, but whenever possible, open the example project for the chapter we are covering. I'm not going to say it again. Even the most experienced Cubase user can benefit from a little lesson in housekeeping. We're going to learn how to clean up a project, manage our audio files, minimize messy audio pools, and figure out why you might be missing files. I'm going to run you through the main steps only. If you follow these steps, you should have no problem with audio files. There are 2 different ways we can do this. The first way is this. The original project we are working on will be kept the same, untouched, and a new one will be created on the hard drive in a different location. It's this new project that we can move around. You could put it on a portable media device, send it to a studio to get mixed, share it with a bandmate, etc. The second way is to clean up the project that we have, making destructive edits, erasing audio we don't need anymore, and copying all the files to one location. But for now, we're going to talk about the first method. We have a project open, and we're going to make a copy of this on another part of the hard drive. Go to the File menu and pick Backup Project. Find a spot on your computer that you want to copy this project to. Create a new folder and name it. Make sure it's highlighted and then continue. You can rename the project here and decide on a few different things. The first is Keep Current Project Active. When this option is activated, the current project will still be the active project after clicking OK. If you wish to switch to the new backup project instead, you need to deactivate this option. Minimize audio files means that if you aren't using parts of an audio file, they will be trimmed away. Remember, this won't affect the original audio file, just the copy going into the new folder. Freeze edits means if there is any audio processing on the audio files, they can be frozen, meaning it will become permanent. This applies to things like offline processing. Remove unused files means that if you're using certain audio files, they won't be copied over to the new project folder. Video files are normally quite large, so you have the option to copy video files to the new location if you want to, or if you have the space for it. Click OK without selecting any of these options, and the project that you see in Cubase is your newly saved one. The first method is good because your original project is untouched, and you now have a second copy of the project to play with. To top this off, if there are any audio files in various places in the original project on your hard drive, they're now copied and neatly contained in the new project's audio folder. Pretty sweet. So the method I just showed you is the easy, less complicated way. Proceed to the next chapter to learn about the second, more powerful way of managing your audio. Hopefully you've seen the previous chapter, Managing Audio 1, and now you're ready for the second way of managing your audio. There are a lot of steps involved here, and I'm only going to show you the things that you need. Definitely see the chapters on the pool in level 2 of this series to know every little detail. This way assumes, and I'm giving you lots of caution here, that every time you've made a project, you've made it in a new folder. I've seen many people make multiple projects in the same folder over and over and over, and it always leads to problems. The kind of problems you can't really fix. If you're afraid you might erase something, use the first way as described in the previous chapter and practice on the newly created folder and project. If you are a pro and feel very confident that you're not going to erase valuable files and that you have everything backed up, then go ahead. Ask Video accepts no responsibility for lost files due to Steinberg software, your computer, your own use of it, or from this instructional video. Okay, now that that's out of the way, let's get to it. Step 1. Go to the Preferences window. Now go to Audio under the Editing submenu and make sure the Open Options dialog is picked under On Import of Audio Files. We'll explain this in a second. Click OK. Step 2. Go to the Pool under the Project menu and press the Import button. Go to the audio folder of the project you are working on and select every audio file in that folder. Now press Open. Make sure you check Copy Files to Working Directory. If you have multiple formats of audio in your project and you want to convert them all to a specific standard, then click this option here. Otherwise, check Please Don't Ask Again and click OK. This is the boring part. If you have hundreds of audio files, you are going to have to press Reuse if you're importing the same file, again and again and again. If it's a new file that wasn't in your pool, it will just import it right into the project. And that's what we want. The reason you are doing this is because sometimes there are files that are left in the audio folder that may not be in Cubase's pool window. This means they're taking up space in your audio folder and you don't even know that they're there. What we're doing here is we're making sure that you get every audio file by doing this step. However, here's the scary part. If you've been really bad with file management, you may have files in this project that are supposed to be in other projects. Hence, you might delete them by accident. That's why you want to do it the first way that we showed you in the last chapter before moving on. Please, please back up all of your songs, all of your audio files, please. This is my last time warning you. Step 3. Right-click on the audio folder and choose Prepare Archive. If you were asked to make edits permanent for archive, choose No. This step copies any external audio files into this project's audio folder. That's a good thing. Another way you can see if there are external audio files is to click this button up here. Remember this button? I told you to keep an eye on it. There it is, right at the bottom, all the information that we need. And if we didn't press this button, we wouldn't have seen it, so keep your eye on this button. Step 4. Right-click again on the audio folder and choose Remove Unused Media. Then choose Trash. You can see if the audio files are being used in the project under this column. Before you choose Remove Unused Media, you may see some audio files without a number beside them. These are the unused audio files. Step 5. Right-click on the trash and choose Empty Trash, and then choose Erase. Things should be erased. If a dialog box pops up saying, Error, some audio files were not deleted, then click OK, and then right-click again on the trash and choose Remove Unused Media. Then choose Remove from Pool. That will do it every time, but it looks like we didn't have to this time. Step 6. Select all of your files under the audio folder. You can do this by shift-clicking, control-clicking, drag-clicking, any way you know how, but shift-clicking is the best just because of limited space to navigate here. Now choose Minimize File. Then right-click on the files, not the audio folder, and choose Minimize File. If it's grayed out, your files are already minimized. If you can select the option, press the Minimize button. Step 7. Save your project. You should now have a completely cleaned up project without any extra audio events or files, and with all your audio in one location. Practice these steps and read up in the manual on the rationale behind these steps. Don't forget to watch the chapters on the pool in Level 2 of this series, as we discuss all of these steps and the functions in greater detail. Time put in here will make all the difference later. Remember, when in doubt, use the first method of archiving that we showed you in the last chapter.